Despite my unjust detention, the demand for Biafra referendum remains my goal, Nnamdi Kanu declares once again. Nigerians, the IPOB leader who said this during a visit by his younger brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, popularly known as Kanu, insisted that despite his unjust and unfair incarceration, the demand for a referendum remained his goal, unless those opposing the wholesome restructuring of the country repent. Hey guys, welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you are just joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe to this channel and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, had said that he is not against any genuine restructuring of Nigeria in line with the provision of the 1963 Constitution. The IPOB leader who said this during a visit by his younger brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, popularly known as Kanu, insisted that despite his unjust and unfair incarceration, the demand for a referendum remained his goal, unless those opposing the wholesome restructuring of the country repent. Emmanuel spoke to newsmen after meeting with the IPOB leader in detention at the Abuja headquarters of the Department of State Service (DSS), where he has been held since June 2021 when he was arrested and forcefully returned to Nigeria. According to Vanguard, the younger brother to Kanu quoted their IPOB leader saying, "We are not averse to the genuine restructuring of the country. We know that the country cannot grow or make progress under the current unworking unitary structure. The facts are clear for all to see. Our position remains the same as our submission in the presence of Professor Ben Nwambweze and evangelist Alert Ugochukwu Oko on 30th August 2017 at the meeting with the Southeast governors in Enugu. We have no reason to add or subtract from our position 6 years ago. We reiterate that we are not opposed to a sensual but wholesome restructuring of the country along the 1963 Constitution. According to the IPOB leader, those who disrupted an earlier attempt by the Nigerian government in 2017 to reach a trace with him are responsible for the current insecurity in the Southeast. He said that those who disrupted the 2019 peace process only engineered and activated the unpleasant experiences of the past 3 years held. Had they allowed the second meeting of September 15, 2017 to hold meaningfully, outcome would have been long achieved. The unprovoked invasion of my family homestead on September 14, 2017, which led to the untimely death of dozens of citizens and inspired the death of my parents, created the unsavory atmosphere that engulfed the region moving forward. Kanu, who reportedly gave conditions for true reconciliation, insisted that the grossly marginalized southeast region of Nigeria and the entire Biafra land should be rebuilt and brought to equity with other regions of the country. Kanu, who specifically demanded the establishment of long-denied critical infrastructure in our region, commercial seaport, international airport with cargo wing, rail service, and other deliberately denied infrastructure. He noted that the growing agitation for the restoration of Biafra was born out of the deep-seated injustice against Biafrans by the Nigerian state. According to him, those determined on riding fellow citizens as donkeys should understand that their refusal to treat every region fairly is at the root of our agitation for justice and equity. The people of the region desire to be treated fairly and treated right. We stand by our demand for justice, equity, and fairness for all. This is our position, he added. My position has remained unchanged for very many years, regardless of my unjust and unfair incarceration. Our demand for a referendum to determine whether our people will choose to remain in the country that has so unkindly treated us for decades remains our goal, unless those opposing the wholesome restructuring of the country repent. We are resolute because the oppressor leaves us no choice. Since the 1980s and the 1990s, every plea to return the country to the 1963 Constitution has sadly fallen on deaf ears, leaving us no choice than to find any avenue that would guarantee a safe future and better tomorrow for our unborn grandchildren. We have no regrets whatsoever articulating a better future for our progeny. Being mulled consistently over our earlier demand for an early return to true federalism and the evolution of powers, we saw we had no other choice than to work towards a referendum to determine our future, our decisions, our preference for our own country, whether our children will be fairly treated, is as a result of the unacceptable, unabating mistreatment since 1966. First, the hindrance programs, then the bitter war, the deliberate disempowerment after the war, the 20 euro offer, they scourged each health, police, and war of attrition vigorously visited on our region ever since. The deliberate denial of critical federal government driven basic infrastructure, such as functional commercial seaports, railways, international airports with cargo wing, dry ports, container terminal, greater electricity generation, export free zone, and east west railway and road network that will help our people feel like being truly part of the country confirms our second class status, which we reject. The unkind marginalization we have suffered as a region since 1970 is only possible because of the centralized structure enabled by the unitary 1999 Constitution. We remain committed to our demand for a referendum as long as those totally opposed to the restructuring of the country along the lines of true federalism and power devolution continue to resist the cry for a new, fair, just, and equitable constitution along the lines of the 1966 Republican Constitution. We will be betraying our people and selling away their future if we continue to wobble along in this unhelpful 1999 constitution designed and written and given by unelected soldiers. So, guys, what's your take on what Nnamdi Kanu have just said? I beg, make we hear from you. Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Thank you.